Please remain standing for the singing of the national anthem by the senior members of the Forest Lake Choir. You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for, please acknowledge the class of 2017. On behalf of the Forest Lake School Board and Superintendent Dr. Matson, I would like to welcome each of you to the 106th commencement ceremony of the Forest Lake Area High School. Specifically, I would like to welcome each of our guests that are here to celebrate this grand moment with each of our graduates. I would also like to take a moment to welcome and thank the over 100 teachers and administrators who are here to mark this occasion as well. And to the parents and guardians of our graduates, I would like to extend my sincere congratulations on your child's graduation. You have every reason to be beaming with pride. Tonight, the class of 2017, 13 years ago, you were entering kindergarten as learners, fresh with excitement about making new friends, and perhaps a bit scared to spend your entire day away from mom and dad. You have witnessed and participated in tremendous change over the last 13 years. You have grown up to become young men and young women ready to move on from high school, ready to start college and begin your careers. Over your 13-year journey, you have experienced extraordinary change in your world and your local community. During this brief period of time, you have seen the emergence of handheld technologies and the explosion of social media. As a class, you have sent millions of texts, snaps, posts, and for some of you, even Facebook messages. We have seen the emergence of not one, but 3 roundabouts in our growing Forest Lake community. The day we land a Chipotle and Caribou coffee will be the day we know we've arrived as a community. More importantly, in your short high school career, you have witnessed the first Ranger football win in 5 years. You have been part of the emergence of Ranger U, Ranger Hour, and Ronnie Ranger. Your accomplishments as a class are rather remarkable. Never have our math scores been so high. Our reading scores continue to grow. And as a class, your science scores are the highest in the state. Your ACT scores are among the school's highest in history, and you have passed advanced placement exams at a rate higher than most schools in the state and country. And we have more students prepared for college and career today than ever before. This, my friends, puts Forest Lake High School on the map with the highest achieving high schools in the state. During this time, you have also learned that your voice matters. You have participated in local, state, and national elections, and some of you have participated directly in political campaigns. You have given to others through your service and leadership, and your countless hours of service have touched those less fortunate than yourselves. Some of you will graduate tonight and immediately enlist in the military to serve and protect our nation. And just 6 weeks ago, you organized an unsanctioned school walkout, knowing that your absence would be unexcused, to show your support for the Forest Lake Police Department. By the hundreds, demonstrated the power of your voice and your actions. Now you are ready for what comes next. You have earned not only a diploma from Forest Lake High School, you have received an education from this district that has taught you how to think, form your own opinions after considering varying perspectives, and how to forge your path in the world. In just a short while, you'll walk across this stage, walk across our beautiful parking lot, and with your diploma in hand, you will, for the last time, be a Forest Lake Ranger. You will look back with fondness of the friends you have made and some of the amazing teachers you had in elementary school, junior high school, and throughout high school. You leave high school with a basket full of accomplishments, memories, and are well prepared to make an impact in your world. Tonight, you're not the only one transitioning and commencing a new beginning. I will be moving on from the high school after 14 years as principal to become our district superintendent. I love this school, and I will miss my daily interactions with students and the staff. I'm deeply proud of what we have accomplished together and for the many friends and colleagues I have gained during my time. Congratulations, class of 2017. And thank you for the mark you have made on this school. It has been an honor to serve you as your educators in Forest Lake Area School District. At this time, I would like our 3 student speakers to come to the stage. With a lot of preparation, thought, and hard work, and a little bit of nervous energy, we will get started. We'll start with Jordan Duda. Jordan.
Welcome, Superintendent Dr. Madison. Welcome, Principal Dr. Massey. Welcome, staff. Welcome, family and friends. And most of all, welcome my peers, the graduating class of 2017. All I really need to know, I learned in kindergarten. Wisdom was not at the top of the graduate school mountain, but there in the sand pile at school. These are the things I learned. This is the beginning of a poem titled Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten by Robert Fulghum. And the poem Fulghum lists the vital lessons we learned in elementary school that we should remember to apply to the rest of our lives. At this point, we are all fixated on the next chapter and moving forward. But I'm going to take us back to a typical day in kindergarten. We'll see that there's truth in Fulgham's lessons, and that really nothing has changed. Everything we need to know we learned in elementary school, and even as we focus on becoming adults, we should take these lessons we learned when we were young with us into our futures. Elementary school, day one. You walk into an unfamiliar room full of people you don't know. At first, you cling to your mother's leg in the new surroundings. However, after 5 minutes of playing with another child at the plastic kitchen, bonding over plastic hot dogs, you don't need your mother right next to you. Then playtime is over, and everyone cleans up their toys as you get ready to start the day. We learned, put things back where you found them. Clean up your own mess. And don't take things that aren't yours. Nothing has changed. Next, we'll move on to the math lesson. 2 + 2 = 4. Easy enough, right? Just when you think you understand this idea, the teacher hands you a worksheet with a symbol you've never seen before. A small X. What are letters doing in math? Who created this and why do they hate us? You learn that this is a multiplication sign. Now you know what it is, but you still have no idea what you're doing. After all of this brain exercise, you may feel like you need a nap. With this, we learned take a nap every afternoon. Nothing has changed. Next on the agenda, Phi Ed. This class is pretty objective. Some love it, and others, well, they love it less. Today is the one day everyone loves, though, scooter day. We sit down and ride around the gym floor trying to outrun our classmates, our hair blowing in the wind. Unfortunately, after a miscalculated turn and a finger an inch too close, we all learn one of the hardest lessons in life. Sometimes the things you love will hurt you. We learned play fair. Don't hit people. Say you're sorry when you hurt somebody. Nothing has changed. Finally, the last lesson of the day, science. Today we are observing goldfish, if you count observing as feeding them and tapping on the glass. No matter how we harassed the fish, one thing always held true. They would just keep swimming. This is a very simple lesson from a very simple organism that somehow us very ornate life forms seem to forget. Even if it seems that you are in the dark depths of the ocean, listen to the wise words of Dory and just keep swimming. We learned, be aware of wonder. Remember the little seed in the styrofoam cup? The roots go down and the plant goes up, and nobody really knows how or why, but we're all like that. Nothing has changed. Overall, we learned some pretty important lessons in elementary school. Imagine what the world would be if nations played by elementary school rules. Maybe we can be that change. Fulghum concludes his poem by saying, live a balanced life. Learn some and think some and draw and paint and sing and dance and play and work every day some. And it's still true. No matter how old you are, when you go out into the world, it's best to hold hands and stick together. Nothing has changed. Thank you.
Jordan, thank you for words of wisdom. Your next speaker will be Bree Lundy. Bree.
Welcome, family, friends, educators, and graduating class of 2017. I want to say congratulations on being the most attractive class to graduate from Forest Lake High School, but also being the class that has been able to put our differences behind us, on being the class that has truly been able to impact each other's lives. You see, FLHS wasn't just the place where we came to stick our noses in books for 3 years, but it's the place where we grew up. In the process, we found something valuable, similar to pirate treasure. I believe in pirate treasure. Not the typical rubies and gold, but a different kind. Where going on adventures, making memories, and forming bonds is an even more valuable treasure. The relationships you have made with others these past 3 years is something that you will treasure for the rest of your lives. In these past 1,021 days at FLHS, we have been filling our treasure boxes, whether we knew it or not. For example, I'm going to tell you a story of a girl I once knew. She was about 15 years old when she started to fail all of her classes. Her life was a mess. She spent her whole junior year in her dean's office because she couldn't keep herself together. She almost gave up. She felt alone. School seemed to be the root of everything bad in her life because of a few toxic people who made her feel small. Viewing life through a magnifying glass, she could only see a few small things around her and not the treasures she has. To make matters worse, she went home every night to have screaming matches with her parents. She wasn't able to handle the thoughts and feelings in her head, so to escape, she went to bed at nearly 6 p.m. every night, not even touching her homework. But everything changed when she discovered her true treasure. Today, she can't seem to get enough of school, and her relationship with her parents is restored. The girl I'm talking about stands in front of you today. Because of a few teachers who stood up and fought for me, I now have a completely different look on life. Those teacher relationships impacted my life in a way which I am forever grateful. Because of Heidi Link, I stand here in front of you today, able to not have an anxiety attack. Because of Kelly Ungrecht, I first started to realize I was stronger than I thought I was. Because of Terry Gieshin, I'm going to college. And lastly, because of Cheryl Smendrick, I am the strong, confident young woman I am today that knows I can make a dent in people's lives. When preparing for this speech, I came across a quote from one of my favorite movie characters, Troy Bolton from High School Musical. He states this: "We truly are all in this together." And I agree with him 100%. It's our friends and close teachers who have become our pirate treasure. That's what these past 3 years have come down to. Not how high our GPA is or how many CIS classes we took, but the relationships and memories we have with others. All the rubies and gold that you have placed into your precious little box. This year has been the best year. The year that we have joined forces and not split up so much into our cliques or squads, as us kids call our friends these days. Take a moment to reflect on the relationships, the treasure pieces that you have collected during these past few years. Likely, many of these treasures are sitting in the audience next to you right now. Take a look. Relationships are what we need to treasure most. Not the shiny objects which everyone thinks of when I say the words pirate treasure. As we move on to the next steps of our lives, we are adding more pieces of treasure into our tiny little boxes. Make new friends and keep the old. One is a ruby and one is gold. Don't forget where you came from or who you hold near, but be open to new places and new friends along the way. Each little memory is treasured. Class of 2017, our lives are just beginning, and our treasure boxes are only partly filled. We have many more X marks the spots, adventures, and relationships to create along the way. This day is a piece of treasure that you can add to your collection. Be proud of your accomplishments and the connections you have made here at FLHS. But don't confuse this day for an ending. Never stop adding to your pirate treasure. Thank you, and congratulations.
Congratulations, and thank you for your courage and your words of wisdom. Your next speaker will be Maddie Trope.
Friends, faculty, family, friends of family, family of friends, friends of friends, heck, even family of faculty. Oh, and class of 2017, I'd like to cordially welcome you to your graduation ceremony. As my favorite poet and composer Drake once said, we started from the bottom and now I think my whole team's here. Anyways, we are here today to celebrate our accomplishments from these last 3 years, but before we say goodbye to it all, let's take a little stroll down memory lane and look back at the amazing times we've had before we get out into the real world, or as I like to call it, that moment in Chicken Little when the sky begins to fall. Let's begin our story on September 9th, 2015, sophomore year. Man, doesn't it feel like yesterday we were all scared, small, or in Jack Braybuck's case, big? Sophomores. I remember walking into those paper mache walls and saying, oh no, this is going to be bad. And not like Kanye West interrupting Taylor Swift bad, but like 2013 Miley Cyrus straddling a wrecking ball bad. But soon enough, we were walking those halls with profound confidence that soon got shot down again by the class of 2015 because, man, they were scary. I know at least I spent my whole sophomore year avoiding senior square like the plague because it was like the Bermuda Triangle. Once you went in, you weren't sure if you were ever going to get back out. But even with being terrified, we all still felt that liberating feeling of getting the heck out of junior high with the immature jokes, stupid memes, kadamas. Oh wait, those are all still relevant today, so never mind. Sophomore year is when we suffered, but we suffered as a team, know what I'm saying? Honestly, I didn't know exactly if I was going to make it through 10th grade gym or even that world history thesis paper, but we survived and we didn't die, so I think that's accomplishment enough. Next, let's move on to junior year, or what I like to call senioritis part 1. This was the equivalent to the whole Gangnam Style phase of our lives. We just try to pretend that never happened and redirect the conversation whenever someone mentions it. Junior year brought a lot of new adventures into my life. First time going to prom, my first job, my first mental breakdown because I procrastinated and now had to do 45 bio zones in one night. Sorry, Bruce Leventhal, but I passed the national exam, so it's okay. Whenever someone asks me which year is the hardest, I always say junior year was the most difficult. Between all the AP classes, the ACT, and Miss Oak's constant chatter of Alexander Hamilton. We get it, he was totally the hottest founding father. But junior year was also the most rewarding. I mean, come on, we got the 4 most significant dance crazes, the whip, the quan, the nene, and even the dab. These baby boomers don't know what they're talking about when they say we haven't contributed to society. Finally, senior year was here. It only felt like 277 days ago exactly. We pranced through door 9 and said, man, just when we thought the parking lot couldn't get any worse, it did! While we may not have all been excited to begin school for the last time, deep down, we wanted to make this year one to remember. You guys, I don't know if you forgot, but we won our first football game in 5 years. And I want to come back 5 years from now and hope to God that we have won at least one more game, you guys. Throughout the good times, we also had some sad times too. I know we all haven't forgotten the terrible tragedy we went through this past summer. I know I'm still mourning the death of our beloved Harambe. Gone but never forgotten, Cincinnati seniors forever. But when one animal leaves our lives, another one comes in, and her name is Muppet. Forest Lake did something right with bringing in Muppet every Tuesday and Thursday. That dog brings me joy that only dogs and Cherry's ice cream can bring me. So thanks, FLHS. And while we're on the topic of FLHS, I have some suggestions for the future of the community and the school to make it a better place, etc. Number 1, all you can eat Dunkers for lunch. I already have constructed a petition to sign it, see me after. For all students at FLHS to have a sorry I'm late, Starbucks was super packed this morning pass. I need that one a lot. And then also for all students at FLHS to have a sorry I'm late, my tractor wouldn't start up, so I had to take the lawnmower this morning pass. And then last but not least, to rename FLHS to Madison Trope's Learning Center for the Future Leaders of America. Dr. Massey, we can talk about this one later on. I'll have my people call your people. And by my people, I mean my mom, Val. But as we walk from today, I want to give you guys some pieces of advice as we venture into this scary real world where your mom no longer cuts your sandwiches into delicate little triangles. First, it's okay to say, I don't know. Or when you're faced with a tough decision, you can say, I'll get back to you on that. This will help later down the road when your parents start asking you, when are you going to get out of the house and stop eating our food? To which you'll reply, I don't know. And I'll get back to you on that. I also want you guys to realize you should never take someone else's advice because it's usually worthless anyhow. So here's my advice. Always strive to be a better version of yourself. If you get knocked down, stand back up. When life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Instead, make them take back their lemons. Yell, I don't want your dang lemons. Demand to see life's manager and then burn down their house with lemons. So to conclude, as my former dance coach Cheryl Smedrick would say, get your stinking butts out there and show them how hard you worked to be here today. Thank you, class of 2017.
As you're getting longer, you might take the school over. At this point, we will welcome the Forest Lake Choir for a musical presentation. Tonight, students, you're not the only one commencing new beginnings. Your commencement speaker, our superintendent, Dr. Linda Matson, is retiring after 35 years of service to this great district. She served as a family and consumer science teacher, curriculum coordinator, director of teaching and learning, and for the last 8 years as our superintendent. Her leadership and service to students, families, staff, and the community has been transformative. She has positioned our school district as an elite place to learn and grow. For us as educators, she has inspired, led, and pushed us to be the best we can in order to provide each of you with a premier education. Dr. Matson, you have been a model of strength, courage, and kindness. I know that I speak for every educator in this district. Thank you for your passion and love of education and your selfless service to Forest Lake area schools. Please welcome Dr. Linda Matson.
School board members, Dr. Massey, family and friends, and class of 2017. I welcome you to this celebration, and it truly is an honor to be part of your graduation ceremony. To start this evening, a favorite quote about speeches: the human brain is a wonderful organ. It starts to work as soon as you were born and doesn't stop until you get up to deliver a speech. Well, hopefully that won't happen this evening, although I do have to admit, I've given many speeches in my career, and this is one of the more difficult. Perhaps the difficulty lies in deciding what is a meaningful message. And then again, it may be deciding who is the intended audience. Of course, it's the class of 2017, and I would suggest that there are other audiences that need some attention as well this evening. I recently heard a speaker, Les Hill, and he described considering your own perspective as well as the perspective of others in an interesting way. He referred to it as listening through the filters of life. We all look at things in particular ways because of our age, our ethnicity, our socioeconomic status, and our experiences, to name a few. Those filters of life become more complex as we grow older. I have thought about this message to all of you and landed on telling my story from my perspectives as an 18-year-old and as a 58-year-old, with the filters of life impacting both. You may know that I've worked my entire career in Forest Lake, and some of you may know that I attended Forest Lake schools as well. So, back to 1977 in Forest Lake, Minnesota. 40 years ago, I was sitting with the class of 1977. Jimmy Carter was the president. The Vikings had lost the Super Bowl and were still waiting for that elusive victory. The Apple II computer first went on sale and sold for $2,638, and interest rates were 7.75%. And I was likely wearing Earth shoes. My parents were sitting in the audience that warm evening, just as family and friends are tonight. I loved my parents and I respected them, but I have to admit, they did get on my nerves occasionally, and particularly that night. I was a member of the track team, and we were headed to Grand Rapids for regions the morning after graduation. And our track coach said that we needed to be home by 10 o'clock. There was no all-night party, although I have to admit there may have been a party or two in the area. But rather than go out with friends after the ceremony, I had to go home. My parents reinforced this quite often that day and previous days. And adding to my irritation was the fact that my track coach planned to call us at 10 p.m. on the night of graduation to make sure we were home. Now remember, that was back when your phone was actually physically attached to the wall of the kitchen. If you answered your phone, you were home. My coach did call. I was home. I did arrive back at the high school at 5 a.m. to head to Grand Rapids. My slight complaining aside, my perspective of high school at age 18 was one of a great time, doing well academically, taking many advanced classes, participating in sports and activities, enjoying my friends, and really never having a bad moment along the way, those 12 years of school. I couldn't imagine why anyone wouldn't like school or even love school. And shifting to my parents from the perspective of an 18-year-old, my parents were supportive, they had high expectations, and seemed kind of like everyone else's parents. My parents seemed and were older than many parents of my friends. My mom was quiet, my dad was quiet, but in a much different way. He commanded respect. He was direct and no nonsense. My mom loved to sew, was involved at church, was my 4-H leader, and in June of 1977 was busy planning for my graduation party. The staff at Forest Lake High School, from an 18-year-old's perspective, was that I appreciated my teachers. I knew in a general sense that there were custodians and food service workers and secretaries and others. I really didn't know or think about all the complexities of what it takes to make a system like this work and work well. Now clearly, this is a very abbreviated version of my perspective, but you get the sense. Much has happened in 40 years, and here is what my 58-year-old perspective is, with a lot of life happening in between. Let's start with the perspective with regard to staff. I want to acknowledge the school board, they're sitting behind me, who are the elected officials who are responsible for all that happens within our district. I will admit, as an 18-year-old, I didn't know them, and I likely didn't even know we had a school board. When they shake your hands this evening, they are doing so with pride and the hope you'll experience much success and much joy. You may personally know some of them, but rest assured, they all have worked to support your education. The teachers that led you in this evening represent your earliest learning to your most recent classes. This ceremony reinforces their work and makes them proud as you move on into the world. There are many staff members behind the scenes who have been busy doing a myriad of things to prepare for this evening. Counting and assembling diplomas, making sure you have all your credits to graduate, setting up chairs, setting up equipment, taking down equipment, the list goes on and on. I would imagine their perspective is also one of excitement and happiness for you, and at the same time, they will probably all breathe a sigh of relief at the end of the evening. As a staff member myself, it brings clearly into focus why I made the decision to become an educator, and also why I stayed an educator for my entire career. This is great work, and I love it. I'm going to mention one more staff member for whom this is an interesting night. Dr. Massey has been the principal here for a number of years, and this is his last year in that role. He will be moving to the superintendency July 1st, and will look at the high school and the rest of the district from a new and different perspective. You, class of 2017, represent the end and the beginning for him. And here's my 58-year-old perspective on family. Tonight, as I think of family, I imagine excitement, worry, relief, gratitude, a mixture of emotions for everyone that's sitting up there. There are those overarching emotions, the pride you feel for your children and your grandchildren as they graduate and start college, tech school, or join the military. Some of you may be thankful that the credits did add up to the correct number and your children are actually sitting here tonight. Some of you are thankful for the AP and College in the Schools courses that assist financially with college costs. Besides the joy of the evening, some of you may also be thinking about other things in your life that mingle in with that joy. Employment, the health of family members, the uncertainty of life in general. As parents, you know what these things are. I would refer back to my own graduation 40 years ago and fully admit that I was really pretty oblivious to the emotions my parents had. I knew they were proud of me, that was clear. But my mom had breast cancer when I was a senior, and I truly did not understand the emotion my parents faced as I sat with my graduating class. My parents were thankful they were both able to see me graduate. In less than 2 years after graduation, my mom was gone. My mom worried she would not see me graduate from college, get my first job, and get married, and she didn't. My dad worried about my mom, and also about the possibility of raising a college-age daughter as a single parent. He also wondered about his life without his wife. Fortunately for me, my dad died only 8 years ago and was 88. We had a bond that was strong and powerful. For parents here tonight, along with those big picture emotions, come more immediate things. Some of you may be thinking about the details of the all-night party. Do we have enough workers? Are all the prizes set? Can I really work that shift from 1 to 4 a.m.? You are thinking about the details of the open houses you will host. How many pounds of hamburger do we really need to buy for 200 tacos? Can we get the family room painted by next Saturday? And although you are thinking of all these things, you have to look upon your children tonight and feel an enormous amount of pride and love at this important milestone. I hope you take the time to enjoy the moment and set aside anything that gets in your way of this joy. And finally, my 58-year-old perspective on students. My guess is many of you are going to the all-night party. You're anxious to get there, ready to be with friends for one last time, and ready to celebrate. Many of you are thinking about your own graduation parties and those you will attend. You know what your plans are for this summer and fall. Some of you had a great experience at Forest Lake High School, as was evidenced at the academic awards on Monday night. Your success is astounding. Some of you may not have found your ideal place at Forest Lake. That is certainly not the plan, students feeling uncertain and hoping for more. Know that we, as adults, tried our very best and will continue to work to connect with every student. To all students, no matter what your experience is, continue to seek what works for you and supports your hopes and your dreams. Now back to comparing to 1977. Currently, the interest rate barely exists. A smartphone with what seems to be unlimited capabilities that everyone has at 1/10 or less the cost of an Apple II computer, and the one constant, the Vikings have still not won a Super Bowl. Class of 2017, understand your perspective. Know that it will evolve and change, and certain parts will remain steadfast. Consider the perspective of others, and be genuinely curious rather than merely tolerating others' thinking. As you graduate, hear wise words from a successful businessman. Your present circumstances don't determine where you can go. They merely determine where you start. Congratulations. Thank you.
Students, in just a moment, we will be setting the stage to award you your diplomas, but if you will allow me just a moment, I think it's only fitting that we honor Dr. Madsen in her years of service with a plaque with the Forest Lake High School letter. Dr. Madsen. And now we will prepare the stage for the awarding of diplomas. If you would give us just a couple minutes.
Jacob Norman Schaefer.
Corey John Welsh.
April Lynn Schauer.
Jacob John Wensman.
Lucas Sayer.
Catherine Irene Zarambinski.
Jason David Schultz.
Alexis Noel Welch.
Heather Grace Sovey.
Alexandra Marie Whitson.
Danielle Nicole Sardison.
Jessica Suzanne Welty.
Maya Elizabeth Schmidtke.
Annabelle Marie Wright.
Anna Marie Schmidtke.
Lauren Marina Werlein.
Josue Sanchez.
Luke Alexander Whitaker.
Zachary Wayne Scholl.
William Richard Wadala.
Joshua Grant Schmitz.
Paige Ann Westbrook.
Samuel Jean Rushmeyer.
Tatum Marie Williams.
Samantha Jo Schlitter.
Dylan J. Windingstead.
Shayla Rose Schumacher.
Jesse James Windingstead.
Kirsten E. Sari.
Kaylin Ann Windingstead.
Isabella Rose Sanders.
Alexis Kulis Zawaki.
Autumn Jade Sandstrom.
Benjamin Yang.
Elizabeth Rose Sanders.
Violet Rebecca Zupan.
Megan Ann Schmidt.
Kenzie White.
Michael Brian Schmidt.
Kayla Mary White.
Christopher James Schumacher.
Cheyenne Trujillo.
Rachel Ann Redepenning.
Clarice Rose Ulrich.
Sydney Elizabeth Rogers.
Thomas Joseph Ulrich.
Marcus Ramberg.
Owen Edward Wallstrom.
Nicholas Ryder.
Maxwell Thomas Wallinga.
Brandon Lee Rollinger Jr.
Nash Michael Unzi.
Ethan Mitchell Renslow.
Luke John Wallner.
Eric David Rolfe.
Carissa Lynn Valancourt.
Journey Christopher Roberge.
Morgan Lee Walton.
Christian William Anderson Richard.
Julie Wang.
Elena Rudshow.
Lauren Taylor Wachter.
Taylor Jane Rio.
Mary Vu.
Ashley Raymeyer.
Angelica Rose Van Heel.
Katrine Rink.
Maria Yvette Valentine.
Nicole Christine Rabideau.
Aaliyah Tao.
Jacob David Rose.
William Wahuchi Pasi Vu.
Vincent Alexander Rodell.
Brendan Carl Wadaja.
Kanchuk Pinortsang.
Kyle Patrick Walgrave.
Antonio Leo Rubio.
Sam Wassman.
Shavana Dalen Roberts.
Devon Larnell Watson.
Philip Edward Rogstad.
Jamie Lene Waters.
Anna Jean Organ.
Madison Rose Waters.
Nathan Sharif Original.
Ian Jeffrey Walker.
Michelle Dawn Perkins.
Madison Joe Trode.
Kyra Dawn Quillen.
Haley Jane Vale.
Taylor Plant.
Anna Christine Schwartz.
Caitlin LeMay Peliquin.
Brendan William Schwartz.
Miranda Lee Overland.
Kyle Michael Schwartz.
Abby Ann Payne.
Alexander Harlan Shaw.
Charles Raymond Payne.
Jeffrey Gerard Shaw.
Megan Margaret Palmer.
Brooke Shepard.
Mikaela Kai Peterson.
Anna Marie Sherman.
Ross Richard Peterson.
Alex Schuster.
Luke Zobitz Palo.
Marie Frank Siraki.
Emily Margaret Osterkamp.
Ariel Marie Sievers.
Savannah Jean Rachel.
Daniel Skoglund.
Emily Jane Peterson.
Aaron Jean Slagle.
Caden H. Patterson.
Cassie Lee Slowinski.
Sophie Lynn Pointer.
Mariah Destiny Smith.
Ashley Jenny Perla.
Zoe Lynn Sankey.
Nicholas David Palmer.
Abigail Catherine Vivian Sonic.
Matthew Russell Peterson.
Caitlin Beth Sokola.
Luke Samuel Palm.
Brady Mark Sowers.
Caitlin Marie Paulson.
Allison Marie Steele.
Marcus Heisert.
Mitchell Albert Steiner.
Elijah E. Ortega Trimble.
Grace Catherine Steinman.
Dominic Taylor Palomino.
Michaela Lynn Stewart.
Paige Lee Norgard.
Eva Avila Munoz.
Anna Elizabeth Navratil.
Anna Benedetti.
Sharon Shinja Gasa.
Chiara Fialdini.
Ashley Cora Nelson.
Mats Sebastian Gorel.
Brenna Lynn Olson.
Tanya Mateus.
Emma M. Nelson.
Asma Nassar.
Spencer Allen Nelson.
Ines Pelokangas.
Derek Robert Odland.
Cameron Mark Strand.
Sydney Marit Norcross.
Carter James Stumnick.
Madison Haley Nolan.
Erin Marie Sullivan.
Hunter Carlin Nolan.
Caitlin Marie Swan.
Haley Jean Nen.
Jared Swanson.
Sierra Christine Nutter.
Olivia Irene Taylor.
Allie Nicole Nybloom.
Samuel Yushi Tao.
Dustin Earl Nybloom.
Wyatt John Crinky Thompson.
Kelly Ann Nyland.
Colin Thorpe.
Jana Rose Olson.
Paige Elizabeth Thurnbeck.
Jolynn K. Nyquist.
Carter Christopher Tornio.
Isabel Paddock O'Neill.
Michael Trandom.
Haley Rose Neudecker.
Wanyi Rosa Wong.
Miranda Marie Olson.
Juanita News Wangsayut.
Zachary Todd Aschenbauer.
Anthony William Adam.
Alec Michael Olson.
Jayshawn Armand Adams.
Brendan James Altman.
Jacob Scott Allen.
Samantha Ackerman.
Kayla Page Allen.
Lisa Rixie Carlson.
Grace Eileen Anderson.
Gracie Elizabeth Rivard.
Parker Andrew Anderson.
Eli Thomas Knutson.
Dante Orion Anderson.
Anne Marie Emiot.
David Warren Anderson.
Trevor Harris.
Madeline Joy Anderson.
Devin Daniel Hallahan.
Madison Marie Anderson.
Mitchell Lloyd Osterbauer.
Michaela Elaine Anderson.
Wyatt D. Froke.
Savannah Nicole Andre.
Andrea Nicole Hagan.
Esdras Ezekiel Arevalo.
Tanner Jeffers Ramberg.
Matthew Robert Armitage.
Michaela Summer Back.
Zachary Todd Arnovic.
Gavin Bailey Fletcher.
Seth Alexander Arnold.
Jessica Rocklin Matson.
Abigail Maryland Asperheim.
Adam Joseph Selpichka.
Bo Edward Bartholme.
Blake Allen Siraja.
Allison Goldie Bartlett.
Deja Nicole Schaub.
Matthew David Becker.
Max Harris Filipkowski.
Mason Thomas Beckridge.
Cesar Vasquez.
Dallas Robert Beecher.
Dylan Jack Welk.
Gerard Anthony Belair.
Abigail L. Allen.
Krista Noel Belle Isle.
Ellen Joy Stanley.
Sasha McKay Bengtson.
Tia Julia Mascatelli.
Kristen Rose Benhardis.
Haley Ray Moore.
Ellie Louise Bennett.
Kelly May McCord.
Callie Francis Berg.
Benjamin Lee McMahon.
Peter Charles Brenhopper.
Caitlin Carol McMahon.
Jack Patrick Breitbach.
Nicholas Robert Mogren.
Taylor Ann Berglund.
Ryan Robert McGrath.
Tyler Eugene Basil.
Erin Marie McCleary.
Amanda Lee Bilbrey.
Abby Nicole Mullen.
Alexander James Biedny.
Anna Marie Morgan.
Tyler Jason Bleckinger.
Madeline Jo Meeson.
Gage Leonard Bredimus.
Claire Elizabeth Morgan.
Michael Lee Berggren.
Danielle Marie McMahon.
Samantha Jewel Bethke.
Mackenzie Marie Mueller.
Noah William Betts.
Ellie Lene Mersel.
Joshua Paul Brocht.
Caleb Robert Molitor.
Maria Catherine Borman.
Billy Ann Meyer.
Lindsay Marie Boleen.
Leanne Nelda Meyer.
Emily Beth Bramley.
William Canute Modine.
Remington James Brisboy.
Caleb Michael Miller.
Maxwell Edward Broadbent.
Tara Louise Mihelich.
Cameron Ray Bronner.
Kaylee Marie Mont.
Ariel Antoinette Brown.
Nicholas Eugene Musta.
Connor Thomas Brown.
Thomas Michael Maurer.
Matthias Marquardt Brown.
Mason Ray Marks.
Abigail Annette Bissler.
Alexander James Marks.
Dana Catherine Bissler.
Alexander Joseph Marqueza.
Sarah Yuping Berger.
Madeline Christine Mackey.
Lucas Samuel Bile.
Brianna Elizabeth Lundy.
Zachary James Caldwell.
Nicole Marine Liston.
Hunter John Capetti.
Megan E. Levander.
Carlene K. Capra.
Evelyn Marie Leffring.
Mariah Paige Carson.
Nathan Cade McCarthy.
Matthew Jacob Carson.
Zachary Ryan Lepke.
Victoria Ann Sibula.
Harley Judd Lundmark.
Ethan Cedarblum.
Seth Samoa Lowe.
Kelvin Michael Chatterton.
Philip Andrew Latecki.
Zachary Michael Chanak.
Kayla Renee Madison.
Allison Leah Chelstrom.
Abby Marie Machi.
Alexis Marie Christensen.
Carolyn Marie Lutz.
Andrea Ray Christensen.
Elsa Judith Manning.
Tyler Jeffrey Clark.
Irene Michaela Manning.
Shelby Lynn Collins.
Taylor May McEnroth.
Liam DeVere Coleman.
Courtney Rose Matikiewicz.
Zachary Thomas Colvin.
Haley Ann McCauley.
Sydney Marie Comp.
Samantha Ann Colup.
Samuel Stephen Canine.
Hannah M. Coles.
Aaron Frank Dandel.
Madison Marie Colbo.
Jack Carl Davis.
Theodore Ethan Corby.
Jocelyn Braley Edwards.
Caitlin Ann Kosick.
Candace Elizabeth Deebley.
Lauren Rose Kuchenmeister.
Ray Davis.
Laura Nicole Kundal.
Sarah Ann De Sobrino.
Garrett Edward Labar.
Jordan Christine Duda.
Nicole Lacasse.
Emily Ann Edstrom.
Grace Lanasa.
Jessica Nancy Devine.
Jacob David Larson.
Andrew Justin Delgado.
Rayanne Rose Larson.
Dominic John Decker.
Suki Lee.
Nicholas Damian Duranka.
Olivia Ray Lefto.
Andrew Croft.
Isabel Grace Leiniger.
Jesse Lee James Doran.
Spencer James Lenthy.
Brendan Nathaniel Dunaway.
Jocelyn May Leonard.
Jackson Peter Danaski.
Paul Christian Lesh.
Allison Elizabeth Downs.
Alexis Lech.
Mary Margaret Duffy.
Samuel James Hirsch.
Eve Helen D. Smith.
Victoria Catherine Aluska.
Elizabeth Caroline Edson.
Richard James Harris.
Cole Thomas Jackson.
Brandon Scott Stiff.
Mitchell Henry Jurdy.
Wyatt Joseph Helinski.
Cameron David Klein.
Madison Martha Hudson.
Jessica Elizabeth Johnson.
Emily Elizabeth Heckley.
Hannah Jean Jacobson.
Caroline Lee Hansen.
Brenna Helene Jocelyn.
Gabrielle Christiana Headley.
Amanda Eileen Johnston.
Emma Catherine Headley.
Christian Tyler Jones.
Savannah Maria Hervig.
Leah Nicole Jacqua.
Olympia Kerr.
Angus Paul Johnson.
Clarissa Ann Hollenkamp.
Emily Anna Kilpala.
Marissa Marie Homes.
Duncan Edward Johnson.
Aiden Jacob Irons.
Eric Robert Jacobs.
Jocelyn Ellen Hooger.
Noah Thomas Casa.
Olivia Rose Hunn.
Alan Jared Kemplin.
Jared Roger Hunt.
Alex John Kelsey.
Mitchell Stephen Hunt.
Marissa Rose Castle.
Grace Elizabeth Rose Hasseltine.
Zoe Amelia Karen.
Cameron Rose Jackson.
Melissa Grace Clavin.
Brittany Danielle Holt.
Carter Mark Knudsen.
Delavan R. Holt.
Grace Anastasia Davis.
Dylan Blair Harker.
Benton Lewis Fry.
Lauren Marie Fertelman.
Jonathan Mark Full.
Amanda Marie Forliti.
Megan Christina Furlong.
Lily Foss.
Jack Douglas Furry.
Nicholas Ellefson.
Thomas Anthony Gagliardi.
Lexi Ray Egan.
Logan Thomas Gilbert.
Caitlin Rose Eggersglass.
Megan Elizabeth Gale.
Jason Robert Eisch.
Amanda Ellen Gamenden.
Danny Fiedler.
Macy Marie Gibson.
Christopher David Firks.
Bryn Elizabeth Geston.
Samantha Marie Fedorchek.
Emily Sophia Grindal.
Paige Patricia Ewert.
Hunter Ray Goebel.
Anna Wynn Felland.
Anna Grace Gordy.
Bailey Sandra Fredalone.
William John Greeley.
Andrew Christopher Espinosa.
Douglas Ronald Gross.
Trevor Evenson.
Blake Allen Goshak.
Shane Emily.
Blake Thomas Gutterman.
Riley Cameron Fountain.
Gabrielle Lee Golden.
Owen James Friesen.
Alex James Grundhopper.
Austin Keecher.
Michaela Rose Moore.
Matthew Welty.
Brandon Ignatius Cheney. Mikey Bjork.
Hold on. Moms and dads, ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2017.